This is Alex Harris for ESBR Boxing today, joined by Frank Smith. Frank, it's a pleasure to be speaking to you today. How are we?
Yeah, very good, mate. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. And of course, here for the press conference for Fisher versus Babic, and it's a great fight in my opinion. Do you feel like it is a bit of a 50-50 type fight?
No, I think Alan Babic is the best opponent that Johnny will be going in against. You know, his only loss coming for that WBC Bridgerweight title, and we know what Alan Babic brings. It's going to be, I think it could be a very short fight, but it'll be an explosive fight while it lasts, and the kind of fight Johnny needs. And you know, I was saying earlier, Johnny, many people would have looked at him over the years and gone, "Oh, he's a ticket seller. You know, he's always going to be." But he's showing so many improvements now, and I think he can go a long, long way. And this is exactly the kind of fight he needs to take those next steps.
And as a fighter, when you kind of make a name for yourself as a bit of a meme type fighter, how difficult can it be to kind of branch away from being that?
Yeah, look, I think that is part of the difficulty. Is he started out, what has built him to where he is and why his profile is where he is can sometimes be negative, but I think actually he's done it perfectly. You know, obviously, look, his dad's got a huge character himself, but from a ticket sales perspective, he's doing massive numbers. He's delivering huge numbers on social and online, and I think he's delivering in the ring as well, and that's the key. You know, ultimately, you can build this fan base, but if you don't deliver in the ring, it's kind of irrelevant. You know, if you don't entertain, that's what people want, entertainment. He's done everything, so he's done it perfectly so far.
And I suppose next gen shows in general, how much are you a fan of them, and do you think it is just very good to the sport to have these type of shows?
I think these are the types of shows, you know, especially as we progress fighters through the ranks, you know, this is exactly what they need. They get the experience at an early stage, you know, and learn how to deal with the fact of being a headliner or a high up a card that maybe they wouldn't have done in the past. So it's exactly what we need to deliver more of, and you know, I think it's only going to benefit the fighters in the long run. You know, there's a lot of pressure out there. You know, this is Johnny Fisher's first headline fight, something we wanted to do for quite a while, but we had to find the right opponent. All had to fit into place, and it did here. And like I said earlier, it's going to be packed out in the Copper Box on Saturday night. Got the football early on, you know, and then we're on to a big night of boxing and ending with Johnny Fisher, so going to be exciting.
And of course, Babic did used to fight in that Bridgerweight division. Just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that. Of course, Okoli just became champion in the division. Do you think it's a division that can progress to being bigger?
I don't think so, personally. You only have to look at Alexander Usyk, who's the current undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. What's his weight, you know, in comparison to the Bridgerweight? I've never really thought it was a division that made a lot of sense. That's my opinion. And I don't think it's going to get that big, because I think a lot of the people in that around that size are going to, you know, want to fight at heavyweight.
No, of course. And then I just, of course, want to touch upon Joshua Dubois. But first of all, the whole card, it's a stacked card. If you could pick one fight from it as a standout one on the undercard, which one would you say?
I really like Josh Kelly against Liam Smith. I think that's a great fight. It's intriguing as well. I think Josh Kelly needs Liam Smith in terms of the position of his career. If he can get a win over Liam Smith, it's huge for his career. But for Liam Smith, this sets him back up for some big nights as well. So it's an exciting fight on the card. A lot riding on it.
And are you allowed to comment upon ticket sales-wise for that so far?
I'm not getting in trouble, but it's done very, very well. Yeah.
That's what you want to be hearing. And
I'm not putting out a number that someone else, so it's done very well.
Excellent. And you know, Joshua's also come out and said that he wants to build a care home for ex-professional fighters. How great of a cause would that be?
Amazing. Look, AJ's a great guy. He's done so many things for the sport already. He's done so many things outside of the sport as well, for charity, you know, and he'll continue to do that, I'm sure. So amazing to hear, and you know, he's a man of his word.
Do you feel like every young British heavyweight coming through have been inspired by an extent by Anthony Joshua?
I think not just heavyweight, but I think where the sport of boxing is today, especially in the UK, but as well globally, is a big part down to Anthony Joshua. He's done tremendous things for the sport, and I think a lot of people not owe it, but you know, he's helped take the sport to where it is, I would say. People may disagree, and look, every independent fighter then has to do their own job, but Anthony Joshua is a big reason why there's so much backing for the sport from broadcasters, etc.
Indeed. And do you feel like coming into this Dubois fight, he's in his most confident stage he's ever been in?
Look, I think he's in a great place, yeah. I think he's coming off the back of some brilliant wins. He's got a lot of confidence in his training team. He looks in tremendous shape, and he's a professional. You know, I think there was many parts of Anthony Joshua's career where You know, maybe he didn't get that learning time to keep. He was going straight into big fights, back to back, and also not always active enough. That's the reality of it. But it comes with the other element of making a lot of money, being in the biggest fights. You can't be doing what he did and fight every 3-4 months. So there's negatives and positives to it. But I think now that's why we're so confident that he can go in there and do a job on all of the heavyweights, because he's in a great place.
And to speak about the prize fighter tournament, I believe it's next weekend. How excited are you for that?
Yeah, next Monday in Osaka in Japan. So we've obviously got Jaron Ennis on Saturday and then Osaka on the Monday. Great. Look, I'm excited to get the concept up and running again. Prize fight is something we've spoken about for a long time. You know, we're slightly different. We've obviously got 4 10-rounders here, but you've got fighters fighting each other that traditionally wouldn't have taken those risks. So excited for that. We've got the semi-finals then going to be in October, and then the finals early part of next year. So lots to look forward to.
And do you feel like the winner of this, if it's somebody who is a bit of an unknown type fighter, this is going to really build a platform for them?
I think when you look at the middleweight division, it's very, very thin. And I think the winner, whoever comes out of this, could arguably fight for a world title after this. And I'm excited about the prospect of who comes through.
Indeed, and then just of course Prograis Catterall, the press conference for that was yesterday, and you know Sam Jones has built up the fight again, going back and forth with the coach of Prograis. And is any fight that Sam Jones involved with just going to be entertaining?
Well, Sam Jones is going to be entertaining, yeah.
Well, the build up to it.
Yeah, you know, look, he does it. Hello, mate. You're mate to. No, that Johnny Fisher, I'm not sure about him, to be honest. I'll come back. Sam Jones is interesting. He does what he does, doesn't he? I love Sam Jones, but what's that?
But Jack Catterall, you know, he's the one that's going to back up what Sam Jones is saying.
Jack Catterall needs to go in there and deliver the performance. But Sam Jones is perfect for a fighter. That's exactly the kind of voice you need, for sure.
Do you feel like certain fans do write off opponents as soon as they lose? Like Prograis, he was at such a high level, and then of course he suffered a defeat, and now do you think like people are writing him off?
I don't think so. Look, you know, he obviously lost a few years back against Josh Taylor, then lost against Devin Haney. These are elite operators. You know, Josh Taylor was undisputed, Devin Haney undisputed. Like, they've done amazing things in the sport. But, you know, you can't write people off. This is the problem with the sport of boxing. You get a loss at this highest level and people say, he's finished. That's a load of rubbish. Not finished. Just means a better person won. But it doesn't mean that they're finished. Now, this is Regis Prograis' opportunity to build himself back into world title contention. You know, one win against Jack Catterall delivers that for him.
And just to touch upon Devin Haney, do you feel like we will see him fight this year?
Possibly, you know, look, he's obviously got a lot going on. There's a lot going on around the Ryan Garcia fight as well, which will play into it. But, yeah, possibly. But when you think about Devin Haney, he's 23 years old, 24 years old, something like that. What he's already done, even if he takes a break from boxing, comes back at 25, like, he's in a much better position than 90% of fighters, 95% of fighters. So he'll do what he wants to do. You know, if he wants to take a break, he'll take a break.
Frank Smith, thank you very much for your time, man.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you.